Good morning. So before we start anything, I just want to show you guys this radio that I picked up at a yard sale. And it's a K-A-I-T-O, a Kaito, KA1102. This is the best radio I've ever heard. But unfortunately, I don't know how to hack it. Or if it even can be hacked. There's no mute on it. But it picks up stations in here. And I've never had a radio do that. And it's really slow to hit the button.
Wallace from West Virginia, 40.
But I don't hear this in here. This is the strongest station that we have in the area, and it comes out beautiful. So I opened it up, and I started touching some wires together, and I don't want to ruin it because it's so nice. It's a great radio to have, you know, in case the power goes out or something else, but it's just everything comes in on it, except for these stations down here. I won't get anything from 105 to 107. Oh, well, I did. See? It's just incredible. So if there's a way to hack this thing, it needs to be hacked because I think it would be a great spirit box. So this is a Kaito KA1102. Maybe if Halte's watching this, he can grab one of these and see if it can be hacked. Because I'd surely buy one off him if he could do it. I kind of don't want to ruin this one. I got it for $5 and I looked on eBay and they're anywhere from 50 to 90 bucks. So it has a little bass booster on it. It has your volume, your trebles. I'm sorry, no treble. It's got an SW meter, an MW meter, and a bass control. And then you got your little signal strength here. You got your clock. You can program your channels in. It has a, let's see, it has your local station switch, and your DX for your distance. It has an external antenna. And over here we've got a fine tuner. I would think that's probably for the other band, for the meter. It's got something on the side that says SSS, and it doesn't do anything with the radio. Music and news, it's a little tone control, I guess. And then your headphone jack. It takes 2 AA's, and it has a kickstand. Dude, this radio is awesome. I really got to see if there's a way to hack it. And it's flat. I mean, I could put it right on the side of a radio or in the back of a radio and just leave it as is. I wouldn't go inside there and try to solder all your wires to these small things. It's a very tiny board inside, and it's not as forgiving as some of the other ones. So that's that. That's a Kaito, KA1102. So I'm going to do a quick session, and I might use a couple different apps today. I got a couple questions. I'll be back. Oh, one more thing. I'll move this one back. I finally got this little one just about complete. I've got to find a place to mount the battery, and I might add a couple LED lights. I don't know yet. It sounds pretty nice. I've got your static cutter on the side. It's heavy too. It's really heavy. And I've got your reverb delay. It's like a 2-in-1 thing, and this is kind of like a mixer for the reverb and delay. You can go in the middle and kind of run them both. You got your levels. You've got your mix and the depth. Got a 12-volt battery here. These are old Radio Shack speakers, Optimus speakers. They were the best speaker in the day, and you know what? They're still the best speakers. I run these in my shop in the screen printing room, and they're bookshelf speakers, and they're about, I think they're 50 watts each. And they made a couple different styles of this, but this one, this is the one, man. This thing is awesome. So it's kind of hard to get the parts inside of it. You've got to do some drilling. You know, I've done a lot of drilling. try to make it look respectful. Oh, I've got your jack on the back also. And somehow this battery will probably go up here like that. I don't know. Do you see that? And I put the amp right on top. I wasn't going to even try to fit them up here because the speaker is deep. It goes halfway, just about to where the pedals are, is how far back the speaker and the tweeter go. So you really have no room for error. You gotta really measure it out. But this is going to sound awesome. It's going to be very portable. I don't know if I'm going to put a handle on it yet, or if you can just pick it up by its amp. I wouldn't keep doing that. I could put two little handles here maybe. But you know, it's small enough that you can just pick it up and go. And it's easy enough that if you were on an investigation, you don't have some big old unit that you're trying to lug around. So this sounds really nice, but I want to work on it and see if I can get the LEDs going. I did hook the LEDs up to the speaker connections, and it's just not enough. It's very weak. I'd like something with a little more power. So I don't know, maybe if I somehow hook it up to an RCA and stick it into the other speaker slot, or the other RCA input, something like that. So I'm almost done playing around with it. So that's the Optimus speaker. And you know what? The parts inside of it, they're no different than the parts in the big speaker. So just because it's small, much smaller, like, it doesn't mean that it's less expensive. I mean, the parts are still the same going in it. All right. So we're using Spiritus right now. And I can't get any relief. I got the windows shut and it's still really muggy, and there's guys outside putting in a window to the apartment next door where the guy died. So I wanted to get the Spiritus out and give it another test. I turned off the channel that I don't like. All that deep, dark, nasty sound. You don't need that. The whispers are fine. The girl is fine. Even some of the reverse, if I have to listen to it, is fine. But and if you don't have it up loud enough and the signal's not coming through, the EQs aren't going to catch it. They're gonna shut off from so much silence, and that's okay, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Help you? I only know a few of the sayings in the Spiritus that kind of repeat themselves. I think "help me" is one of them. Is there anybody that needs help? Who's here with me right now? Who's here? So one more time, please. Lewis. Can you hear it? Yeah, Lewis. Lewis, we're going to do some sessions about you and Jasper today, if you're okay with that. Are you willing? Yeah. Are you willing to talk about yourself a little bit? Yes, ma'am. Awesome. We don't really do too many sessions that are personal. I don't know my boundaries. I don't want to offend anybody. But if you don't want to answer anything, you don't have to. When I'm out in an investigation, I don't care what I ask. You know, I'm trying to get the answers, but I got respect for the guys here, and if they don't want to talk about something, they don't have to. And I think we're going to use the matrix for that, guys, just so that I am familiar with who's talking. I don't know if Jasper's here with you or not. Are you here alone, or is Jasper with you? I keep hearing him say Lewis. I made them wait a while because I had to take the box apart, and they were ready as soon as I turned it on because I heard Lewis's name. So I made him wait. It sounded like he just let us know when you're ready, but I'm not sure. So, let's go over to Matrix. I just wanted to hear, let's turn on one more channel. Let's turn on one more channel and see what we get. So if I was to use the Spiritus app here, you guys, is it better to use one or more channels? Do you prefer more channels? So right now I've got 2 and 4 on. I have 2 on by itself. Let's try 2 and 3 for a second. What 2 channels do you prefer? Can you tell me the two channels? What numbers? One. You like 1, and what else? What other channel? Okay, I turned on number 1. That's got the voice that I don't care for. What's the other number that you like? I've got 1 and 2 on now. 2, 3, and 4 remain. Well, we're not hearing that, so. For now, we're going to turn it off, you guys. And we're going to go to Matrix, because we haven't used it in a while here. And maybe we'll do a little Voxbox too. I don't know. Did you guys like the Voxbox when I used it last? The custom box? Alright, let's get this off. Let's turn this off. Oh, I got my phone upside down. And I'm still using the kill apps. It's great. So it will shut down Spiritus all the way. Nothing will linger. It's gone. That Spiritus really drains your battery. When I got here I had 97%. I'm down to 53%. That sucks. Let's try the Matrix. And I didn't use it that long. I haven't used it all that long. What was that? 4 minutes maybe? Ta-da!
Sorry, I haven't got it.
Okay, I heard I'm with you. Is that you, Jasper?
This weekend very exciting.
Okay, Lewis.
Anybody else?
Are you alone here, Lewis? Yes or no? I think he said yes, he is. So I don't think Jasper's here. So we'll concentrate on asking Lewis some questions today. So as you guys know, Lewis and Jasper, Mr. B, and there are others in the town that I haven't met yet, that I know of. They were all part of the Mafia in the 30s here in Albion. And the Mafia, we learned, going to the Opera House the other night, we learned that even in the mid-1800s to, you know, now there was mafia in the 1800s here, and we got names, but I can't remember them offhand. I think it's in the video from the Opera House, and it just seems like this town has always been run by mafia. Maybe if they ran it now, we wouldn't have so many frickin' problems around here. Do you guys think that you could do a better job than the police here? We got a lot of problems here in this community lately, the past 10 years. So Lewis, yeah, figure out how I want to hear this. What was your job, Lewis? Smart aleck. So, there's always a brain and there's always a muscle. Which one would you consider yourself to be? I heard smart and I heard fight. Now, the feeling I get from Lewis is Lewis doesn't fuck around. I think Lewis is a very quiet man. But Lewis is a loyal person. And he has a lot of values. Is that a pretty good assessment? I think Lewis is a beat your ass first kind of guy and ask questions later. I think he's pretty serious, but I think he has a funny streak too in him. I think he's sarcastic. I think he's a little sarcastic. This is what I sense when Lewis is around. And of course, I heard he was a ladies' man. So, can you tell me if I'm right, Lewis? Yes or no? Now, what kind of gun did you use, Lewis? Did you use a pistol or a machine gun?
Stuff I don't have to put on. You're waiting for it.
I apologize for the guy sawing out there. I hope it's not coming through and bothering the session. And Lewis, how did you die? Did you die from old age? Were you shot? Were you sick? What happened?
A threat to the national security, policy, and economy of the
I think I heard I was shot. Now, one day when I was just sitting here printing, staring out into nothingness, waiting for a job to get done, I said I'm going to close my eyes and I would appreciate it if you could, and I was talking to Lewis, if you could show me something from your time period. And I saw a man hanging out of the window shooting, and I got the sense that he was showing me how he died. Did you die in a gunfight?
Just me.
Sorry, I'm hanging all over the box. I just can hear it better if I'm to the side or in front of it. And this way you know that I'm not huffing it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fucking term. I'm not huffing it. Okay, Lewis. I didn't get too personal, but those are a few questions I just wanted to bring out front, and we'll see how it goes. I didn't hear everything. We'll go back and listen, and we'll see if he was willing to tell us a little bit about himself. I can only hear so much, and we can get into a little more. So thank you, Lewis, for coming forward and talking about yourself. Is Jasper here?
How much is that? 82 cents. 30.
Jasper, if you're here, can you say your name? I think I heard Jasper whisper. I think I heard it, so I'm going to go along with this and see what we get. So Jasper, as we know, your name, your real name is what? What's your first name, Jasper? And what's your last name? Is it Luke A. Nat? Is it Luke A. Nat, Jasper? Are you willing to talk to me about yourself a little bit? So, how old were you when you got into the organized crime business?
Factors that commanders can meet.
And Jasper, what was your job in the organization? What did you do?
Disposition. With appropriate
Did you and Lewis work together? Were you guys like a team? And who was the taller of the two? Was it Jasper or Lewis? Who was taller, Jasper or Lewis? Lewis. Who was the better dresser? Who dressed up more than the other? Who liked suits? I hear you guys. So Jasper, what kind of gun did you use? Jasper, did you use a pistol, a shotgun, or a machine gun? Now, I hear Jasper say many, many times, more than a few, that I'm going to shoot you. Which leads me to believe that Jasper doesn't fuck around either.
Been into it for a while, but he was it.
So Jasper, I think I heard this before, but I'm not 100% sure. How old were you when you died? I also heard on a session, I don't know which one of you it was, but I heard somebody say that I am a part of you, or you are a part of me. What did that mean? We were talking one day about fragmented souls. Is there a possibility that I was one of you two in a past life? Or do you just consider me one of you? I heard you're one or something. Well, I'm flattered. Thank you. You know, I respect you guys a lot. And of course, we've got George outside. How are you, George? George owned the Albion Diner. He was like one of the very first sessions that I did here. And he came through loud and clear. George, are you here? Here. What's going on over there at your house, man? What are they doing? Why are they replacing the window? Did it break? I heard something about that. So, are you working on that guy over there, George?
Fired questions.
Are you giving him a scare? The new tenant is a pedophile. And I'm not happy about it because I've got two that live next door there. That's three in walking in 20 steps either way. And then there's one that lives down the street. And we're in the middle of town, you guys. That doesn't sit well with me. We have a lot of events. We have a lot of kids around here. You know, we've got the Halloween thing where they all walk around, and I think that's bullshit. I don't think that they should be allowed to live in your town, in your community above business. And they just, you know, I thought that there was some kind of rule where you had to be so many feet away from a child or something. I don't know, but to me, morally, that's wrong. That's disgusting. So I asked George to haunt him, make him move. Are you scaring him? You having fun? How about Laverne? Is Laverne over there, or did he pass on? Did he move on? Laverne is the gentleman who died. He passed away between the two buildings, and myself and a friend were informed that he dropped, and we went out there, and he was already dead. And my friend tried to bring him back, but he couldn't. Neither could the ambulance paramedics. So I was just wondering if Laverne was still over there, if he had moved on. You know, that's it, you guys. I think that's it for the day. I got some work to do. Thank you for coming through and talking to me. Jasper, Lewis, George, you guys have a good day. Goodbye. So Matrix is a little more friendly on your battery. It just went down to 37%, so 54 to 37, but Spiritus 97 to 58. That's a battery hog right there. And I you know what? I didn't see if the lights ever went on or not, because I've got black tape on the back. So if they went on and I didn't notice it, it wasn't from me, because I've got black tape covering the eye this way and that way. Take it off now. See, now they're on. I didn't recognize if they ever went on. Okay, we're going to end this session. It's going to take me a while to go through. There may be a few cuts here and there. But we're not going to huff it. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. I know.